Hi, it's Victoria from Fix Your Hips. In this video, I'm going to show you how to do a side step with or without a band. So great exercise to strengthen the glutes and your abs. Really good for people who've got what we call lateral hip pain because it's working the right muscles to try and help that condition. So find your comfy clothes and let's go. So we're going to look at side stepping. Ultimately, we're going to use a band to do this, but I want to just show you first the steps you need to do to make sure you're actually ready for the band, because a lot of people add the band in and it's a little bit too hard for them and it can actually make the symptoms worse. So we'll put the band down for a second. When you're doing a side step, which is actually a good exercise to do without the band, it's really working your deep glutes well. So we're going to just bend your knees ever so slightly. You're going to take a small step out to the side and then you're going to bring the remaining leg back underneath that hip. So the key with this exercise is what's going on here. If you take that step out and you haven't got this pelvic or abdominal deep glute control and you end up going over the hip as you bring that leg back in, it's too hard. So you need to make sure you've got that good stable control as you bring the other leg in to join it. So that's rule number one. The other thing to look out for is as you're doing it, you're not twisting as you bring that leg back in. So it's really important that you get that step right before you add the band in to get the most out of the exercise. So if you're just doing a step without the band, you want to bend your knees softly, take a step over, control as you step towards. And you can do a few steps in one direction and then you can go back the other way. Key is here, it might be a good idea to have a look in the mirror first of all at just doing a couple of steps, making sure you've got that good control before you progress on. I've now added a band around my knees. Before I move into this exercise, I just want to say that if you found the previous step a bit too hard and you were struggling to control your pelvis, keep watching, because after I've shown the band exercise, I'm going to show you how you can actually take the exercise a step back to enable you to build your strength up. Okay, so thinking about the band, you don't want it too tight so it's bringing your knees in. We don't want to do the exercise with knees dropped in. We want knees and hips and feet all in line. So you can get a band online, make sure you feel the strength of it, because the firmer it is, the harder this exercise is to do. So you might want to start light and progress up depending on how strong you feel. So what we're going to do is stick your bottom out a little bit. So you want to make sure you're actually bending through those hips, not through your back. So it's a little stick out through your bottom. You want your feet, as I said, in line with your hips and your knees. And then we're going to just take a step out with your heel and we're going to maintain this nice stable pelvis. So we're taking a step out to the side, bringing the other leg in to join. We've got to really control through your abs and you'll start to feel the deep glutes working on the side that you're stepping first with. So this is the side we're working. So we want that nice pelvic control. We don't want to step too far. We want to take a nice, so maybe 6-inch step and then bring the other leg in to join it. Make sure you're watching what's going on. We don't want any knees dropping in and we don't want you to lose that good form, which will turn the exercise into something step is for those of you who found you couldn't control your pelvis as you took that step out to the side and brought your other leg in. So what you need to do is actually use some support with your hands. I'm talking this way because I'm going to turn around in a minute and you won't be able to see what I'm doing. But I'm going to hold on to this top. You could use a worktop in the kitchen, you could use a table, anything that's kind of this height. And we're going to practice doing that stepping while you're holding on with your hands. It's just going to give you that extra level of support and enable your glutes and your abs to start working at that level. I'm going to turn around, I'm going to put my hands on this surface here, and I'm going to practice initially just stepping to the side and stepping back. So keeping it nice and small steps. And I'm just focusing on what's going on here. So I don't want to step and tilt out to the side. Once you've mastered this, you can then start to step along using your hands as support. Try not to push too hard into the surface, it's there more for support, but you know, use as much as you feel you need to get that good control. So if you can practice that step, then keep trying and seeing whether you can do it without support, and you'll gradually find as you get stronger Another good tip is to actually add another exercise in, like the plank, because that will start to strengthen you up here as well, and maybe a bridge. Adding those two in will start to strengthen the right muscles and enable you to then move into the side step exercise. Now you know how to side step, really good exercise to get those glutes and abs strong. Make sure when you're doing it that you're actually doing it at the right level for you. So whether you do use the band or you don't use the band, find that level and then progress at your own pace. So make sure you keep watching. We're going to be again showing loads more content weekly. So don't forget to like, drop a comment and hit that subscribe button to keep up to date.